This guy's fully emasculated, and that's her showing us the way she's got control of him and how much he adores her.
Breaking right now, a disastrous week for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, who have seen their popularity ratings plummet to shock new lows. And the question is why? And a lot of it appears to be connected to the emasculation of Prince Harry. The fact that he has so willingly given in to Meghan's whims, taking away any sense of power he had as the member of the royal family, as arguably the man in the relationship who should have been calling the shots every now and then. So we're going to get analysis on this from royal YouTube sensation P-Dina in just one moment. But first I want to look at what the Daily Mail columnist Maureen Callahan had to say about this. Firstly, let's start with Meghan and the fact that she believes Meghan's popularity is plummeting because she's actually just really uncool. Watch.
What she purports to be and so badly wants to be. She thinks she's like the cool royal, the American easy breezy California cool royal with a wellness brand or a food brand like Gwyneth. Like, she's not cool. Okay. There's zero about that hat and everything else about in that Instagram post that is cool. And, you know, I'm not saying cool is the cost of entry for everything. It's certainly not, but authenticity sure as fuck is. And you know what runs on a dual track with authenticity? Often you're cool, okay? Because you don't really give a shit. And her problem is she gives way too much of a shit.
Oh, yes, she does. And what's so funny about that is that she claims that she looks at nothing. But of course, we know she looks at everything and then dictates her moves, her very 2012 sort of Pinterest era moves, based on whatever has been said. Now, that's Meghan. But Maureen Callahan with Harry says it comes down to this concept of emasculation.
After she has torn herself away from her two children for a moment of respite, and she goes into an adjoining room where she now misses them so much, she has to start scrolling through her phone to look at photos of them, even though they're in the next room. And Harry walks in and he says, "My love, can't you just give yourself a break?" So, you know, and okay, what this hat shows is not only, I think Harry's balls, I think she like weighted them down with like some concrete per The Sopranos and like threw them in a body of water and they're gone. That's it. This guy's fully emasculated, and that's her showing us the way she's got control of him and how much he adores her.
So, P-Dina, has Meghan Markle emasculated Prince Harry, and is she coercively controlling him?
Yeah, this woman is taking over and has taken over. And I think what we have to remember, Dan, is before Megan was known to us all, she was doing this already. She was the one plotting and trying to get herself in the papers and, doing things to get her celebrity profile up. And all she has done now by this marriage has power essentially from Harry's brand and his connection to his family, and now she's wielding it in a way that is with so much more. It's heightened. It's given more access, and now it's more dangerous because she's doing it with real people's lives are involved, and it's almost like Harry is being slowly chipped away at with a butter knife all the time, constantly. And it's almost like, when will he understand? Oh, he's been cut. He's slowly having these things happen to him, and he's not really woken up to the idea that it's his wife doing it, or maybe he doesn't want to realize she's the one doing it. And I mean, I can only imagine that what the king and his family, what they are thinking, understanding that this is happening. Because don't get it twisted, they know this is happening with Harry. He is declining. He is completely not who he used to be, going from being one of the the beloved royals to being one of the least beloved royals says a lot about what Meghan has done to this man. And Harry is in a situation now that this is becoming seriously a life and death situation for him. He needs someone to slap him out of his stupidness and understand this woman does not have your best interests. The sooner the better. It is an emergency, okay? It's almost like someone being addicted to drugs. And I mean, well, we know he is. I mean, I think he has some drug issues, but you combine that with what Meghan is doing, this is
Yeah, and I mean, he's
this is
admitted
going
that he's got
down.
drug issues. He can try and
It's
shrug them off as much as he wants. But the reason why that he's in trouble potentially because of the Heritage Foundation case against him is because he admitted all of his illegal drug issues in Spare. Now, of
yeah.
course, ganja, marijuana, whatever you call it, it's not illegal anymore in California, is it, P-Dina? But it is illegal in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, yes, it is. And, I think it just leads to other things that he's doing. I mean, how much can you cope? I mean, in one of those photos when they were at the Beyonce concert, he looked completely miserable. This man is not doing well. He looks like he is exhausted. It's constantly trying to prove one thing when the reality, when he's alone with this woman, is completely different than what he knows his reality to be. And at what point do you start to make moves to get out of that before it's too late? I think at this point, it probably is too late for him because I know his family just doesn't want anything to do with him again. Because we have to remember, he did say he wants to reconcile with his family, but yet, like, you allow yourself to still be controlled by this woman. The only way to reconcile with his family is to not be with Meghan anymore. So imagine, the decision that he has to make, his family or this woman.
Yes, but
And yeah.
even then, P-Dina, because I absolutely believe that, say, pre-Oprah interview, or maybe actually even pre-Spare, it was as simple as that. It was a simple equation. Look, you get rid of Meghan, we'll welcome you back with open arms. That has really changed, P-Dina, especially from within Prince William and Catherine's world, because look, you can say Meghan's to blame for a lot of it, and of course she's manipulated him, and of course she has been a big part of it, but that book was in his name and his name only, P-Dina, and
Right,
it was
right, right.
that book where he crossed all of the red lines, because the red lines were about Camilla, the red lines were about Catherine, the red lines were about the late Queen. He crossed all of them. I mean, the only red line he didn't cross was accusing his own family of being racist, which of course his wife did in the Oprah interview, and then he tried to pretend that had never happened. So that was the only red line he didn't cross. But I just don't think it's a simple equation anymore. I think it definitely was in the past a simple equation of, look, okay, Harry's going to get bored of this woman. He'll come back. We'll look after him at that point. I just don't see it in that way anymore from my discussions with royal sources, because I think so much damage has been done that it would take much, much more for Harry to ever be welcomed back into the fold, even if Meghan wasn't part of it. But look, there was one other thing I wanted to touch on with you, P-Dina, from this Maureen Callahan podcast, and it was about the risk of the P. Diddy trial, which Meghan Markle hasn't seemed to have got her head around by attempting to cozy up with Beyonce and Jay-Z. Watch this.
Trying to make it seem like she and H are like super tight with Beyonce and Jay and her, and like, think ahead, okay, Meghan? Think ahead for once. The Diddy trial is underway in New York City as we speak. I think Jay-Z, whatever, I think he's got a few concerns.
So is that a fair point from Maureen Callahan? It's like, Beyonce don't want anything to do with you anyway, Meghan, since you revealed her private text message in a humiliating fashion in the Netflix documentary. She's given you a really crappy box, not the box that Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King are in, not the A-list box, like a box on a later date. So she's not keen to be seen with you or to associate with you anymore. That was very much in the past, all of these years ago when you were still in the royal family. And there's this connection to P. Diddy, which obviously Jay-Z has fully denied. And we know that he's taking legal action against the same lawyer that tried to come for P. Diddy. But what Maureen Callahan is basically saying, just stay out of this one. Like, you're not actually friends with Beyonce and Jay-Z. So maybe just think for once and try not to get too close to them at this very perilous point.
Yeah, doesn't it say a lot though about Megan and her character that she's trying to cozy up or be aligned with, Beyonce and her husband, the extension to then P. Diddy. And I mean, Megan is trying to get into this life, penetrate this life that is so nefarious and so many things have happened that connect different people to Diddy. I mean, there's a lot of connections there, and I think there are a lot of people who are definitely nervous about things that will come out of this trial. But that's where Megan's focus is. Like, she is laser focused on the things that are just blowing up before our eyes. I mean, a lot of people in Hollywood are going to have problems, and that's where Megan's focus is, on Hollywood and connections to these celebrities. Like, she is blindly trying to follow this limelight that, it's just not going to be a good relation for her. I mean, she needs to focus on her character. She needs to go disappear. She needs to kind of just disappear and go away for a little bit, because nothing that she's trying to get is worth her life, is worth her reputation, is worth anything. It just seems so pointless, and she's aimlessly trying to do things in this celebrity world that is slowly dying. And what does that say about what their future will be? Your future is going to a dead end, and it's not going to yield you any results that are going to be worth it. And people around you, your husband, these children, I mean, it's really quite sad that this outcome is going to be played before the whole world. We are going to watch it, because Megan is going to make sure of that, because that's what's important to her. It's fascinating.
But first, some struggle to fall asleep, others struggle to stay asleep, and many wake in the night with racing thoughts. I have to be honest, I often do, tossing and turning for hours. I found out, though, that saffron is more than just a spice. It's shown in multiple human studies to help you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up refreshed without next day grogginess. It works by boosting natural melatonin without dependency on morning fog, calming the nervous system, helping your mind unwind, improving mood and stress resilience so you wake up feeling better. Most saffron supplements don't work because they contain cheap, unstandardized saffron cut with fillers or low potency extracts delivering weak, inconsistent doses. This led me to Evening Bean by Verso, a melatonin-free drink mix perfected over 3 years with a clinically studied trademark saffron, standardized and concentrated to only the active ingredients, proven to enhance sleep, mood, and relaxation. It's the most researched bioavailable saffron extract available. It's paired with other clinically studied, patented ingredients to promote relaxation and deep, uninterrupted sleep. After taking Evening Bean, I fall asleep faster and stay asleep all night. So just click on the link in the show description or head on over to evening.ver.so/outspoken and use the coupon code outspoken at checkout to save 15% on your first order. Try Evening Bean tonight and wake up feeling refreshed tomorrow. That's evening.ver.so/outspoken. Use the coupon code outspoken at checkout to save 15%. But now, back to the show. But what I also find fascinating, P-Dina, is just look at that picture again. Beyonce and Jay-Z, they were desperate to be involved with Meghan Markle when she was within the British royal family. Now, not so much. And I think that says a lot. P-Dina, there has also been a revelation this week, which I found absolutely hilarious, from Michael Knowles in the Daily Wire, regarding the fact that this clip that has gone viral from the Jamie Kern-Lima interview, and the thing is, I almost predicted that this would happen because we covered that interview at the time, right? And there were so many horrendous moments, but some of them you couldn't actually do justice to because it went on for so long and it was so bad. And so this week, End Wokeness, that brilliant X account, made the moment where Meghan was talking about the power of yet go viral. If you haven't seen it, don't worry, this is very short. You've just got to stick with us for 15 seconds, I promise, because I know this podcast drives people up the wall. But just a very quick reminder.
I don't know what I'm doing yet. My business hasn't gotten traction yet. No one's picked up my book proposal yet.
Yes.
I haven't found my soulmate yet. Everything is yet.
The power of yet.
The power of yet.
I mean, P-Dina, it's got to be one of the most cringeworthy podcast moments ever, right?
Oh my goodness, she is insufferable, this woman. I mean, Meghan, we see you, okay? We see you are cringe. You are so annoying at times that how do you think you are going to have anyone try to fall and think, oh, she's really a good person? It's like, I just sit and I watch you try, and I sit and watch you try to make sense of all these things that you talk about, and it falls flat. It goes nowhere. And Meghan just needs to stop trying to be this relatable person with this, no makeup, which she does have on makeup. She just doesn't seem to be able to be someone that people are drawn to like, because we see all the behind the scenes dirty underhanded things that she does. And for the life of me, I don't understand why she would even do this podcast. Like with like this picture here with the tears, like there were no tears. It's like, do you know we can see you? Do you understand that we are watching you make a fool of yourself? Megan is the kind of person that you see her coming a mile away, and you just look at her with the side eye all day. Woman, are you serious? Okay, what else are you going to do? What else are you going to do, Megan? Okay?
Totally. But that was assuming, P-Dina, that the power of yet was a new concept. And yeah, it would have been absolutely horrendous and awful to watch. But at least it would have been something new, because Meghan hasn't done anything new, has she? Like Confessions of a Female Founder, literally ripped off from some poor, hapless, woke 18-year-old in Ireland. With Love, Meghan, whole concept, so obviously ripped off from Pamela Anderson's cooking series. But even this phrase Michael Knowles of the Daily Wire revealed was also not originally Meghan's or Jamie Kern-Lina's.
Yet again, I want to gouge out my ears while Meghan Markle is speaking. The power of yet. Let's be as fair as we can. She's proposing an idea, the power of yet, which is just a kind of blind optimism that things will turn around. Even if one's life is not progressing as one would like, it'll just turn around as long as we just keep thinking positively. The power of yet. That's at least a marketable phrase, right? That phrase is not even Meghan Markle's own phrase. That phrase comes from a 2014 TED Talk by some lady named Carol Dweck.
And guess what? He even tracked down Carol Dweck's speech. Look.
Wow.
Instead of luxuriating in the power of yet, they were gripped in the tyranny of now.
So it's not. It's not an original idea. She just ripped off this phrase from this lady, Carol Dweck. It wasn't particularly interesting when Carol Dweck said it 11 years ago. And one does not need to knock Meghan Markle for not having an original idea. No one pretty much has an original idea. But the ideas that she is then promoting are not even great ideas. It'd be one thing if she went on some podcast and said, well, here's what Aristotle had to say about something. Oh, here's a really interesting line from Euripides. I don't know. Something that stood the test of time. No. She's ripping off really shallow ideas from shallow self-help YouTube videos. Why? Why does this woman have a podcast? Why does she have a show? Why? The power, these women, these people should not have shows. And yet they do, and that's an injustice. And the only way that I will be able to console myself is with the power of yet. Their shows haven't been canceled yet. Meghan Markle has not been silenced in public life yet.
Oh, P-Dina, so much to pick up on there. So 2 questions from me. Firstly, does she genuinely have a original idea ever? Because I sure haven't seen anything from her work to suggest that she does. And secondly, is this the reason that the podcast has been such a flop? Because despite having more publicity than any podcast in the world, and I'm not even exaggerating, apart from maybe Michelle Obama, it has tanked. It's not even in the top 100 anymore.
Right. I mean, that should tell you a lot right there. And I think what is happening just from that clip there, Megan is in this mindset, well, I haven't gotten my popularity yet. I haven't gotten the millions that I want yet. She's still trying because
Oh,
of
not
this whole
millions,
yet thing.
P-Dina. Billions.
Billions. Yes, billions. This woman is really going for it. She thinks this yet thing is going to still work out for her. Let me tell you something, girlfriend. No, it is not. Okay, we are on to you and what is happening. I mean, you cannot tell me that you've had all this publicity, all this access to people and power, and you still are not popular. You still don't really have the relevance that you are craving because like I said before, we see you. And the sooner the people that keep giving her these deals and opportunities see it, the better off we'll all be because nothing is going to yield for this woman. Nothing. We see her. I mean, that explains it right there. If you can't do it on your own ideas, you got to steal from people all the time, and you still can't get relevance because of the access that you have, then that means you don't have anything that people want except for us talking and watching. Okay, girl, what you going to do now? What are you going to do now so I can rip you on it? Because nothing that you're going to do is going to get you the popularity, billions that you are still seeking. It is just not going to come, but it's so much fun watching you try. It is. That's what I say.
No, it is actually P-Dina. And there are a couple of other big moments in American pop culture this week that marked a real turn. And what's interesting is both of these come from allies or maybe former allies. So the first, the bald and the beautiful video. Now, this is in regards to that email stunt, the idea that, well, have a look.
It's just so diabolical.
These email addresses that sort of like names again that you would never guess, that I will give them at some point in their lives when they're older. But before I go to bed almost every night, I email them.
Wow.
I email because it doesn't have to be a heavy lift, and you email them like, here's your report card from today, or oh my gosh, was it the funniest thing this morning, or here's a picture of you two having breakfast, or here's you playing with the dog. The things that you're not going to frame, the things that you're not going to put pen to paper in a journal, but they will end up at one point in their life, maybe when they're 16 or when they're 18, that I say, here's an email that I've been keeping for you.
I have full body chills right now.
For your whole life.
Well, okay, can I say, I think that what she's doing is kind of sweet, but full body chills? What happens if you fuck? You explode? I have full body chills. I have full body chills.
It's not, so my problem with Meghan Markle is not her. It's this culture around her that allows her to be front and center. That host should be sent to prison.
I have chills.
Full body chills.
I have chills.
From emails that you're sending your children in the future. The other one was when she was talking about the magic of sprinkling dried flowers over everything. Sometimes you just need a little magic in your life.
It's fucked up.
Have you tried sprinkling dried flowers?
And it's so right, isn't it, P-Dina, when they're talking about why is the world trying to create an industry around this bullshit which none of us are buying into?
Oh my goodness, she is so cringe. Megan is, I mean, really writing emails to your kids. Like what I said on my channel, look, we all have it on our phones. We all have what she is trying to do, and not a heavy lift. It's a heavy lift to sit down and write an email and think about putting the words down and making it seem like it's relatable and like your kids are going to want to read it. I mean, it doesn't even sound believable, but yet she says it in this very fake way that makes us think that we're supposed to relate and think, oh, isn't that so sweet? No, she is being ridiculed around the world. People are laughing at you, Meghan Markle. You do not know how to be a human. You don't know how to be just a good, basic, relatable person. You're trying too hard. And I think that's a perfect example of this whole email baloney. I mean, come on. That's just not believable. It's ridiculous. You look so, and this, the host, Jamie, I mean, they just feed off of each other in such a cringe way that I don't see how anybody could take them seriously. And I'm sure they probably think this was a great podcast, but newsflash, no, it wasn't. A lot of great clips are coming out of this podcast that will live on forever because you don't have what it takes to be the relatable person you're trying to be. It's where did these people come from? What in the world happened? Like, I don't understand.
I know,
It's crazy.
but I think
Twilight Zone.
yeah, it really is. It really is. But there was one other P-Dina which I loved this week. And again, I think sometimes it is in humor where the woke left are realizing that Meghan is a figure of ridicule now. There's nothing positive to take from her apart from a laugh. And I loved this one. It really, really did make me cackle. It's what happens if Meghan Markle is asked by a stranger if the seat next to her is taken.
Excuse me, ma'am, is the seat taken? It's funny you say ma'am because I'm actually Sussex now. You know I'm Sussex, right? Yeah, so sorry. I took a little seat for a second just to give myself a break because, you know, I work so hard. I did school drop-off this morning, 7 a.m. school drop-off, you know, and the kids are in two different schools, and, you know, I wasn't back until 9, and then, you know, it was meetings, and, you know, once one product tranche is done, then, you know, there's another one. You have to get the other product tranche out, so, yeah, you know, I worked very hard, and I'm not afraid of hard work, but, you know, I'm so lucky because I have my husband H, and I have the kids, and, you know, they look at me, and they say, oh, Mummy Sussex, no one's ever loved anybody quite like you love us, and it just, you know, it makes it all worth it, and I'm lucky I'm not wearing any makeup right now. So can I have the seat, or? Yes, take it, yeah.
Isn't that true? Isn't that so true? And we saw it again in her podcast this week where it was like she didn't give a damn about her guest. It was just an opportunity to her to talk constantly about the fact that she gets her hands dirty. She's constantly in the ground. No, you're not. And I think Meghan mistakes what relatability as a celebrity can be, because relatability connects to authenticity, right? No one thinks that Gwyneth Paltrow and Martha Stewart are living the same life as you or me. They don't pretend that they are. The problem with Meghan is that she's acting like she lives a normal life when we all know she doesn't. She has a phalanx of nannies. She's not dropping the kids off at school herself. She's not doing her own groceries.
Right. She just doesn't seem to understand that, like I said, we see you, we understand who you are. You're not trying to come at us and, you know, make us think you are relatable and you are like us because we know you're not. Megan is trying to fool herself. She's trying to live this fairy tale in her head, just like with her own family. She doesn't want them to be around because they'll reveal the truth. And she wants us all to believe the things she's painting and putting out there. And we just don't believe it. And you're not relatable. And, you know, you're trying to be something that you're not. And it's one of those circumstances where you have not woken up to your reality. You still are in your own head of delusion. Woman, snap out of it. Megan is just on a pathway that it keeps going down, and it's so sad because I think she had such a great opportunity in the very beginning to do great things, to be this wonderful woman of the monarchy, and she could have really made things great for herself, but she was still in, I think, that mindset, Dan, of her pre-real celebrity days where she was not a known person. And she took all the things that she was trying to do as an unknown person and now trying to do it as a known person. And I think that's where she failed at. She just missed all these important opportunities just to show up in a real way. And she's just still trying to be something that she's not. And it's quite sad for her because she still doesn't understand that, like, yeah, we see you, Megan. It's not going to happen for you. You're cringe all day.
Authenticity is key in this game, P-Dina, and she don't have it, but you do, and that's why everyone should sign up to P-Dina on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here, and while you're at it, please sign up to my Substack as well, www.outspoken.live. First access to the Royal Uncancelled After Show, a way to protect me from big tech cancellation and communicate with me directly. So I really would appreciate it. P-Dina, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.